I looked up from the stove, steam rising, the scent of ginger and garlic masking something else. Perfume, not mine. It lingered on him like a whisper too intimate to ignore. Sweet, floral, expensive. He smiled faintly, said he was tired, kissed my cheek like habit, not desire. We ate in silence, only the clinking of forks. His eyes didn't meet mine. He spoke about a friend who understands, as if rehearsed. A woman from work. She listens, he said. I smiled like a well-trained wife and served him another spoon of rice. Inside, I catalogued every word, every pause, every lie. He started staying late again. Meetings, he'd say, voice flat. His phone became an extension of his hand, turned face down, always locked. I didn't ask questions. I learned long ago, silence reveals more than interrogation. Once he came home past midnight, showered before speaking to me. The water ran too long, as if it could rinse guilt. He said, "You deserve better than my absence." I said, "I'll manage." But that sentence sat with me. You deserve better. It sounded like an exit rehearsal. At night, I'd wake to the glow of his phone, his thumbs moving fast, face illuminated, soft, almost tender. He didn't notice me watching. One evening, he asked if I believed men and women could be just friends. His tone was bait, not curiosity. I told him, it depends on what they share. He looked away. That was the moment I stopped believing in coincidences. The next day, I started my own quiet audit. He left his laptop open once. Emails, coded, cautious. Lunch tomorrow? Missed you today. No names, only initials. The perfume became stronger, more frequent. He wore new shirts, ones I hadn't ironed, hadn't folded. I watched without reacting. That's the trick. They confess more freely to silence than to anger. I began following his calendar. He said business trip on Friday. I found no flight booking, no meeting logs. So I tested him. I packed his favorite blue shirt, the one that always brought him compliments. But I slipped a small paper tag into the breast pocket, a folded note that simply read, "I know." That night, he left early. I waited, then went to the airport under the pretense of returning a forgotten item. I didn't find his name on any departure list. But I found him, outside the terminal cafe, holding her hand. They looked peaceful, like people who believed no one was watching. I walked away before my knees betrayed me, the note still in his pocket, unopened. When he returned 2 days later, he hugged me like a man eager to erase something. I hugged him back. I had already printed everything, emails, hotel bookings, photographs, laid neatly in a white envelope on the dining table. He saw it before I said a word. His face drained, like someone seeing their own obituary. "What is this?" he asked. I looked at him. "The truth," I said. He opened the envelope. His hands trembled. Paper slid across the table like snow, cold, soundless. He stammered something about confusion, mistakes. It didn't mean. I stopped him. "I'm not asking for explanations," I said. "I'm observing reactions." He didn't understand what that meant. Most guilty people don't. I served dinner again that night. Rice. Always rice. He didn't eat much. Guilt ruins appetite. He tried to apologize between bites. I nodded occasionally, like a listener, not a wife. Then I handed him his own phone, unlocked, messages open. She had texted, "Did she suspect anything?" I watched him realize the depth of my knowledge, watched the exact second shame curdled into fear. "I read everything," I said softly. "You should have deleted more carefully." He dropped his fork. The sound was sharp. I smiled faintly, not kindly. "That's what betrayal sounds like," I said. Then I stood, picked up my bag, and left. No shouting, no tears. Just the click of the door closing, a sound that meant freedom disguised as loss. I rented a small apartment the next week, sparse, clean, quiet. Sometimes I replay the moment I found them, how serene they looked, how empty I felt. It no longer hurts. People assume heartbreak is loud. It isn't. It's the absence of noise after the truth has detonated. He called for weeks, voicemails, regrets, apologies. I never responded. Silence became my language, my justice. Because in the end, he didn't lose me. He lost the version of himself that I once believed in, and that loss was permanent.